Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we're watching the originals. This is episode 15 of season 1. Hopefully guys are enjoying the series so far. We're absolutely flying, and if you watched the last episode, then you will have seen the absolute chaos what happened right at the very end, where Elijah ended up daggering Klaus, didn't he? Only because Klaus was going after Rebecca after he found out that Rebecca and Marcel was the reason why Michael come to town to kill him in the first place in New Orleans back in the day. I've had to rep the Team Michelson shirt just because I want the family to get back together. You know, I do love all of them individually in different ways. You know, Klaus is probably my favourite, but you know what? Saying that, I don't know if he is. Elijah gives him a good solid run, and I like Rebecca, how she actually stands up for herself. She does. She stands up for herself, and yeah, she doesn't always get the good end of the stick, and she has done some bad things in the past. We seen in the last episode she's done bad things, but she's a total different character to both of the brothers, which makes them all fantastic. You haven't got anybody the same. They're totally different, and I never know what I'm going to get from each of them. I didn't expect Elijah to stab Klaus in the last episode. And, you know, I didn't expect what we seen from Rebecca. She was absolute savage. She was the one that killed Celeste in the... Well, not in the first place, but when she was hosting another body. She killed Celeste, and then she killed... what's the other one? Genevieve. Both of them in a flashback. She used Genevieve. You know, there was a plague going around in New Orleans. She was like a volunteer nurse. And so was Genevieve. She used her. She wormed her way in. She become friends. She then asked her to do a spell. She wanted to be with Marcel forever, and she didn't want Klaus as a distraction. That's what we learned. So, what she done, she went to her, she asked for a spell. She gave her that picture that Camille found, you know, of Klaus, like back in, is it like 1919? And she used that, she burnt it, she drew Michael to the city. Now, Rebecca, a few days later, she couldn't hack it. She was like, oh my god, Michael's going to come, he's going to kill us, I've done a bad thing. Please, please, please rescind this spell. She's like, it's too late, mate. Genevieve is like, it's too late. I've done it now. I can't rescind it. And I've now just clocked that you just used me. You was never my friend, was you? You just wanted to worm your way in and just use me. Get what you want out of me, and you don't even care the feelings that you hurt of me or anyone around. Well, turns out it's true. Rebecca said, pretty much, you're just another casualty in war then. You know, you're not going to help me. I'm going to kill you. Or boom, went over, stuck the virus in her mouth. Who come through the door? That's right, Celeste, obviously, like I said, hosting another body. She's like, what are you doing, what are you doing? Boom, Rebecca went over to her, infected her as well. And then she compelled the other nurses and doctors to say that these two, leave them locked in a room until they pass away, which they did. That is the reason why Celeste has come for revenge. It's the reason why they brought Genevieve back, because they was best friends, and Rebecca took them both out. Then, obviously, Genevieve, she's gone and made a deal with the wolves. I'm guessing also Celeste. They attacked Rebecca. That's why they put her in the state, to get her into this location. Rebecca's running around, scattering everywhere. She's trying to get out. Boom, mate. She stabbed her with the wooden... Well, I was going to say a wooden stake. That sounds like she's killed her. But it didn't go through her heart. Left her in a bed. What she then done is, while Rebecca was in another room pretty much dying in agony on a bed, she went to see Klaus. She was like, look, Rebecca's here, we're going to extract her memories. You need to see the reason why we're doing this. You need to see the reason what Rebecca has done to me, what she's done to Celeste, and what she's done to you, mate. You may think that she's your sister and she loves you, but she has done brutal things. And bang, straight in there, showing him all the stuff that Rebecca's done to him. He was like, no, mate, me and my siblings, we have had fights in the past. We have wanted to kill each other, but she would never have called my dad here. Well, she was like, by the end of today, you're going to change that. And bang, mate, we got all these mad flashbacks, which was absolutely fantastic. I love a flashback. Do you know why? Because it gives you... It stays relevant to the series. It prolongs the storyline, but also gives you loads of information. So you don't even need to be in present day. Like, we pretty much had none of the Haley storyline, even though Haley did come and absolutely clock Celeste with a big piece of fucking wood or something. I don't know what's happened to her. Maybe Haley's got her tied up in this episode. But what I was saying is, we didn't even focus on them. We didn't focus on the werewolves, didn't focus on Haley. After that big fire and all that information dropped and Rebecca got attached from them, you totally didn't even need that, because we, boom, went back in time, got a new storyline which was relevant to the current storyline. And it's like, so good, man. Literally, I absolutely love it when we flash back and get it, because you can give us a brand new episode full of information that makes sense in the present that we're watching, and I'm really excited for it. I would love to get a Flash episode, right, of maybe something to do with the Wolves. Literally, give us some of their origins. Obviously, we got the information of Klaus and how he first transitioned, but what about everybody else, you know? Could we get a backstory of all them? That would be great to see. But Sophie Devereaux's dead still. Monique, her nephew, is it a niece? She's actually doing me head in. I know she's possessed, kind of, by her coven, and but all of which seem to do me head in, you know? Genevieve's actually the only one that's not actually got on my nerves. And Celeste, you know, she's quite evil. I enjoy that, so... she actually don't get on my nerves as well, but all the others, they absolutely do my head in, and I want to see how the vampires retaliate now they know that they've done this with the harvest, and obviously they've gone after the originals. Are they going to go up and they're going to help Marcel, they're going to help Rebecca? What's going to go on, you know, because obviously they've got their family tiff going, but they've still got this attack going off these witches and the ones that they've been brought back, so it's well interesting, and I can't wait to find out what happens today. So if you do enjoy today's video, please smash a like on the button, really helps out the channel. Subscribe if you're new, thank you for clicking on my video, and as always, let's jump into today's episode.
Werewolves, vampires, witches, and dirty cops.
You gotta love this city.
To a new era.
You're welcome, boys.
Think of a way to thank you personally. And befitting your werewolf queen.
Catch you on the dance floor.
Would have thought it possible. This vision? This was all you.
Oh, check it. It's Klaus's vision.
This was all you.
Check that, mate. Different, all you then.
Why did you call me? Have you found a way to help my uncle?
I can try. But first I need your help.
What do you need me to do?
The dagger the witch gave me is inside of him?
Who stabbed him?
I did.
Why am I here?
Probably the only one he wouldn't immediately slaughter.
Oh, that looks dirty, doesn't it?
So you challenge him to see himself and others in a new light. Klaus will be weak. He recovers. So watch over him. And feed him if you would.
Don't you guys have bags of blood in storage?
We do, but your blood is laced with vervain. Perhaps you could use the time constructively, persuade him not to murder his baby sister. It's not my desire to bring you pain, but I will not see you hurt Rebecca. You will pay.
He makes you laugh. Oh, he does make me laugh.
We're just collateral damage. You almost burned her and Jackson alive in that plantation fire. Careful!
Sudden moves make me jumpy. I know that you like to off yourself and then jump into other people's bodies. But try hexing me, and my friend Eve here will kneecap you. Back in the 90s, you inhabited a witch named Bryn Devereaux. A curse on a lot of werewolves so they'd only turn human on a full moon. I want you to undo the curse.
Feeding a vampire. My 16-year-old self would think I'm really cool right now.
Oh, slow down.
The line between what brings us pain and what sustains us is far thinner. I'm too weak for one of your talks right now.
How can you hate her?
Rip my heart out.
Oh, that's well sad.
Pretending to be apart while so clearly a pair. I'd like to take this opportunity to draw attention to two people who have been sneaking around behind my back. As we move into a new era, we require a more progressive attitude to my loving sister.
Check this,
May they
mate.
find joy in each other.
Wow, that's a twist. Did not expect that. Do you reckon that's the reason why she wanted to call it off?
I knew if we had to run again, your heart would be broken. We found a home.
Oh, wow, it's mad seeing this side of him.
Turns out they'd already betrayed me. Brought to town the one thing I'd been running from for centuries. My father.
So you're consumed by revenge you'll never achieve. Elijah implied Rebecca and Marcel could be anywhere in the world by now.
Oh, it feels like heaven.
You know, it's been over 6 months since Genevieve summoned my father and nothing. But the more one tells you you can't have something, the more you crave it. He'll chase us to the ends of the earth.
Then we go through with the plan. Only one way that we'll truly be able to hide from Klaus forever.
I'll need a cloaking spell.
Davina's our one shot. Take her with us and get out of town. Then she can hide us from Klaus so he'll never find us. Unless you want to spend eternity looking over your shoulder, there's only one thing that we can do.
Oh, shit, man. It's good.
When order is restored, your kind won't be allowed in here.
Unfortunately, that day has not yet come.
Sabine is one of us, committed to the rise of the witches.
The only thing Sabine is committed to is the destruction of my family. My mother was also a witch. She will jump into another body and disappear. This is from my mother's grimoire. If what Sabine says is true, when she sacrifices herself, all of her power will flow back into the earth. If she has lied and tries to take another body, the spell will deliver her to a very different destination.
Papa Tunde's dead. That leaves Sabine, Bastiana, and Genevieve. So please, one stray dog to another. Help us.
I'm still standing here, aren't I? I've gone up against the worst of them all.
Yeah, this might give us a question. Sorry, just pause it, but it might give us a question. I did say, how did he survive out of it? Do you know what I mean? When everybody was ran away from Michael, when he come to get them, they all fled. They all said they thought Marcel died, and they all mourned him their own way. They all thought he died. Now, why didn't he die? Michael knows that he's a vampire. He knows he was with Rebecca. He knows he's seen the picture. Why didn't he attack him? What deal has he cut with Michael?
See, I've been traveling for such a long time that it's a blessing to see familiar souls so far from home.
Old faces and new places.
But I'd known of its charm, and fascinating denizen would have come ages ago.
Who are you?
I'm an intelligent man myself, so have a seat. And let me tell you what I learned about you this afternoon. You chafe under the control of my son, Nicholas, to call me the one they call the Destroyer. But now I see. You did it for love, the love of my daughter. I won't hurt Rebecca. Truth be told, she was always my favorite. City, you must tell me where to find my son.
I knew it. He just literally answered my question there. I mean, he didn't technically cut the deal. The deal was handed to him, and it was like, look, I'm not going to kill Rebecca. I'm not going to kill you, as long as you tell me where Klaus is. Now, obviously, Marcel knows that he can get killed off Michael, so it's a tough one, that, because he did betray them, but he kind of like put his own life on the line and chose his own ass over someone else's. So, and he chose to save Rebecca as well. So it's a tough one, that. He definitely done the wrong thing. He betrayed them, but he just saved his own ass and the one that he loves. And everybody does that in these shows that we watch.
Be a good little boy and get back into bed.
If I had a quid for every time a woman's tried that line on me.
You'd have, like, no money.
Sleeping with the enemy, I see.
I'm the ally now, darling.
Tickets to tonight's opera, Le Huguenot. Tell Rebecca to bring Marcel. Feel free to tell her now. I have some business I need to discuss with our new ally.
It'll act as a conduit for the spell. On the next full moon, when your people become human, feed it to them. I actually like you. I was you, caring for Elijah when he cared more for his brother.
Whatever she's promised you, it's a lie.
She's the only one that can help my pack.
Do you have any idea what she has done to our family? You're suggesting that we hold her captive for an entire month.
Check this, mate.
Help me or get out of my way.
She didn't fucking expect that, did she? She's like, nah, I'm not having that. See ya. But I like how Hayley stood up to him. I like Hayley's confidence, even though I feel like, how can I say, she's not the strongest one out of them anyway. So, like, she has confidence. It's like a human standing up to a vampire, you know? He stands up to him, he just, you know, he could just do whatever he wants, really. It's all down to, like, if you respect the confidence that they give you. So, like, he could have gone, do you know what? I respect that you're standing up to me. I'll let you do your thing. But in reality, he could do every time what he's just done there. He just go bang, bang. He ain't got a chance. That's the same with the humans when they stand up to it. Like, when Cammy stands up to Klaus, you know, she thinks he's all tough. Do something. If he wanted to, he's just gone instantly like that. But he's like, you know what? You know, I actually like that you've got the balls to stand up to me, so I'll let you have it. Like he said to her uncle, he's killed many people for doing lesser things than she has done to him, you know, and that is true. Most people that stand up and disrespect Klaus, for example, he'll kill you, but like certain people, he's like, do you know what? You got some balls, mate, I'll let you have it. And that's the thing with Hayley as well. I like the fact that she stands up and she holds her own ground and she's like, come on, I'll challenge her. But in the end, then the vampires can always take them.
You condemned her people's decades of agony, and now you just break the curse without so much as a whimper.
And it's the worst possible thing I could do to you.
You destroyed that jar. You killed me. Hayley will hate you.
We both know that she'll leave you in the end to be with them. Give her everything she ever wanted and lose her, or deny it. See what happens then.
Sabine, I asked to meet with all three of you.
Our meeting you at all is a courtesy for your being a friend to witches in the past. You said you had information of interest.
Rebecca and Marcel are back. I can lead you straight to them, but there's something I want in return. Your life.
Yeah. Oh,
Follow me and I will turn you both into ash.
If we don't leave now, there will be no one to save us.
I already failed Davina once. I'm not leaving her behind.
That was a brutal death from her. Let's be honest, right? Let's all clap that witch, right? He's got her head just fucking yanked off and smashed against the wall. Now, he says he's not going to leave Davina behind, but who knows? It could have been her who was getting resurrected now. Now she's dead, which obviously it's not going to be. She's going to be in Genevieve because we know it's not in Celeste because she was already alive before they died. So now Genevieve, she's the one that Davina's spirit is possibly inside, or that she's took her position. So when she finally goes, Davina will be back, and then it will get interesting.
Better scotch than my blood.
Don't speak to me of Elijah.
He loves you.
He does, and he proves it time and again, even when my father enlisted him to kill me.
You.
It's all right, son. I just want to talk. It was your bastard brother I hunted, not you. Came here for your chance to help me put down that whelp.
You honestly believe that I would betray my own brother? You're a fool without equal.
Klaus is an abomination. To help me kill your brother.
You're immortal. You can't be killed.
Oh, but they can though, and he might tell you. But I really like how Elijah, right, didn't even hesitate. He was like, "I want you to go after Klaus." Boom. No, do you think that literally I went after his dad? Let's be honest. His dad's real problem is not with Klaus. It's with his wife for cheating on him. Yeah. Yet the guy still loves her and blames Klaus for it. And it's not Klaus. You're unlucky, Klaus. You are. It's Esther's fault. If he should be mad trying to kill people, he should be going after Esther, not you.
A white oak stake.
I will always choose him.
Yes, Elijah.
Elijah has always carried guilt for that night, for not stopping our father.
I love that from Elijah. He still stood up for him.
My sister and her lover have been spotted in town. A white oak stake. My own special version.
No, is it...
What are you doing?
Well, if you have to ask, you obviously haven't been paying attention.
When Davina showed me all you did to me, I wanted to kill you. I weighed the good I see in you versus the horrible things I know you've done. As a person who has lost a sibling, who has felt that pain, you won't survive it if you're the one who kills her. Terrorizing them the way you yourself were terrorized. Don't become your father.
Michael was the monster monsters were afraid of.
He came back.
I always come back. It will work.
Look at her. She's like a little kid on Christmas.
Come full moon, I can finally free my family.
Thought he was going to kiss her again, man.
I wonder if they have any idea how lucky they are to have you.
Well, that was touching.
What is it that you want? What's your end game?
Oh, this game never ends.
And what's the point if you can't possibly win? My family, despite all that you have done, will heal in time.
She's with Marcel. Now, Marcel loves Davina. Davina's dead, but she could come back. Your brother. I wonder what he'll do.
I do want her to die. Yes, Elijah.
That night in 1919 when the opera house burnt, that was my father at his worst. Your first big date together in public after I gave you my blessing and he stood you up.
Going to check the lobby.
See if you can't find our brother while you're there.
You can sense him.
I would advise against trying to flee, boy.
Father.
Father? Still clinging to that word after all these years? Easy now, boy. But we need to have a little chat.
Any words we have for each other have been spoken long ago. I will fall, proud of all I have achieved here. If you're going to kill me, then get on with it.
I walked the streets. Your name was spoken on reverent tones by the city's finest. I will remain here in New Orleans. The deeds of the mighty Klaus will be remembered by no one.
Guy's a proper dickhead, innit?
You never have existed. I made some alterations in your honor.
And what a show it was.
Oh, Marcel.
Michael had compelled the audience to watch it all, to applaud as if it were the drollest of comedies. I tried to save Marcel.
Oh, look at this.
Just when we thought all was lost.
We must run.
So I ran, beaten like the dog my father believed me to be. And as we fled for our lives, he burnt it all to the ground. I did not terrorize my sister and her lover for centuries. I will simply and quickly end them.
I mean, do you know what, right? Surely there's not one person who's watched this show, right, and thought Michael is great. Like, everybody surely watches this and thinks, I hate that guy. Literally, because that's all I do. Every time I've seen him, and he goes, boy. And I'm like, oh, you do my head in you, Michael. Literally, I hate him. Good acting, though. Really good.
You didn't have to bite me to get me here. I wanted front row seats to this show.
Thought she's going to try a body jump.
Another pretty, young body for me to jump into. You'll trust no one.
Boundary spell. The originals can enter, but they can't leave.
Oh, she's mad, this Celeste, isn't she? She's good, though.
I got you, D.
Oh, none of them can leave. She's locked them all in there together.
Run! Get Davina out of here. I swear I will join you.
Wow, this body has been a hell of a lot of fun.
Oh, she's gonna be wounded when she kills herself and she's dead.
You were right. Celeste, return this soul into
How is this possible?
You were so consumed. My downfall. You lost the trust of one of your own.
No hesitation. Do you know what I love? Somebody who thinks they're sick who actually gets done over. Do you know what I mean? She was a cocky bastard. You got to give it to her though. Sabine, whatever, Celeste, whoever that woman was who played her in these episodes was a great actress. She done really well. I really enjoyed it. I actually did. I feel like she looked evil, she acted evil, she was cocky, she was good. She backed it up. See, I like cocky people who back it up. That's what I like. If you're going to come in and make demands, yeah, and pronounce like, I'm the best and I'm going to do all this, yeah, and then you don't do anything, I'm literally just like, oh, whatever, mate, I'm sick of you. But if you come in and do it, I'm like, tell you what, I might not like you, but you are good and I don't want you to die. Kind of disappointed that she killed herself, and that is how it's led to a downfall. Do you know what I mean? She was like, yeah, I'm gonna boom kill myself, and he just woke up. She's like gutted, mate, literally gutted. And that Elijah just walks in and no hesitation kills her. It's good that he had no hesitation, but she was a good whoever played Sabine in the first character. She was really good. What?
Davina, you're okay. You're safe now.
Celeste was her body when Celeste was alive, when she was alive. So I just don't understand that one. So the other girl then that's on the floor is Genevieve. I thought it would have been the other way around.
Rebecca! Rebecca! Where are my players? Enough running, children!
Drink, sister.
Marcel.
He's gone, sister.
No.
I'll hold him off, Nicholas.
Check Elijah.
We fight him together.
You take her far away from here. I'll find you.
I am so sorry. I thought we'd found a home here. Leave!
That explains it, why him and Rebecca was together for so long.
You should be on the other side of the world by now.
You and I both knew that wouldn't have been far enough.
Get away from her!
Oh. Oh, man. I knew he was going to end like that. Like, how sick is that, mate? He's turned into a wolf, he's turned into his vampire face, she's turned into her vampire face. Both of them have got weapons. It's like, oh, the only way that would have been even better if you seen Wolverine when he runs and he screams, ah! Like, literally, both of them should have just ran at each other. Both of them with a knife, with a dagger, and then as they jumped up in the air, it just cut, and you're like, oh my god, mate, why have you just done this to us? That was good as well. I really like how Klaus transitioned into his yellow eyes of his wolf. That excites me. We don't see enough of that from Klaus. So that is a cliffhanger that's going to make everybody jump into the next episode. And that is going to wrap up today's video. Now we've got to end with the ending. Well, we've got to start with the ending. And how sick did that look, mate? Honestly, where in New Orleans, is it that cold in real life? Because I know I complain about the weather here in England, that it's never sunny, right? But my god, that looks cold. Especially when you're talking and all the mist is coming out, because obviously your body heat is well warmer than the outside temperature. It must be a freezing place. Now, I can't wait for this fight, me. And none of them are dying, literally. None of them are dying, but a few people might get a few stabs, you know, and that's going to excite me. The fact that Klaus's eyes turn yellow, Elijah's turn red, even Rebecca's turn red, they both holding knives / daggers, whatever you want to call it. I'm expecting the next episode to just start with a massive bang, mate. I don't know if it would have been a mid-season finale or what whenever this was aired, but it looks sick anyway. It's got potential to be a great one. Now, I do love the backstories. I've said it once, I'll say it again. I love the old flip back. Let's get quite a lot of these flashback episodes. It gives us a good insight to why Michael done the things that he'd done, why Marcel stayed alive, slash why these people ran away. Now, how Marcel stayed alive, we actually don't know. It did look like he was dying in that fire, you know. I thought that he struck the deal with Michael when he was in the bar to save his own ass, you know. People do that. We see it all the time. If it's going to be me staying alive or you, I'm going to choose me. Most people do. And especially when you put Rebecca on the other end of it as well, the person that he loves, of course he's going to choose himself and Rebecca and let Klaus be the casualty. It's savage because they're the one that drawn Michael in as well, and then he has to make that decision himself. So him and Rebecca did do a massive wrong in bringing him here. Now, Michael, he blames Klaus for everything. And he should be blaming Esther, literally. Esther is the reason why he's got all this pain. If he went to see Linda from from Lucifer, sat down, done his therapy session, she would get to the deep root of his trauma, and it's his wife, mate. It's not Klaus. He blames Klaus, obviously, because he's living left. He's still alive, where Esther's dead, so he's punishing him. Calls him a beast. He calls him a boy. I hate it when he calls him a boy. But I do enjoy the fact that they're scared of him. They're not scared of many people. Yes, they do get took down by a few people, like the witches. You see quite a lot of times in this episode and the ones before, they do get the upper hand and they go after you. But true fear is when Michael comes, you can see they're actually really scared. And it does help with the understanding that when we get into the Vampire Diaries, the reason why we first seen Klaus and Rebecca together with Stefan is because they have fled from here and it was just them two. That's why Elijah wasn't here. And when Elijah was introduced, with Rose, he was saying he was looking for Klaus to kill him. That's what he was saying. But he might have just been in search for his brother, you know, two different ends of the spectrum, so to speak. They both gone separate ways. He's trying to find his way back. Like he said there, I'll find you. So that is fascinating as well. I like the fact that Haley stood up to Elijah in this episode, even though, you know, Elijah just managed to just whip it off her and get off straight away. But she's now got a cure to give to these wolves that when it goes to the full moon, which happens every 30 days, I didn't know that. If that's a thing in real life, that's interesting. I didn't know a full moon comes every 30 days. News to me, that. But Elijah's like, mate, I'm not going to leave her tied up here for 30 days. You know the power that she possesses. And then Sabine, Celeste, whatever, was laughing, saying, look, you stuck, mate. You can either deprive Haley of her wishes of giving her family this potion, or you can give it her and then lose her because she's going to pick the werewolf clan over you in the end. That's deep. But we don't know that. We want to see this baby come. We want to get... we just want to see her, don't we? We want to hope that she's going to come in and dominate, literally. Like, let's hope that she comes in, she's going to grow quick, rapidly, because we don't know how fast she's going to grow. And let's hope that she's a savage as well, like Klaus. You know, I want her to be one of the Michelsons. I want her to not. It'd be good though if she got a bit of. Imagine if she had a bit of all the traits, so she could turn into a wolf, she could be a vampire, and she could do some magic. Dominant, mate. Speaking of witches, Davina's back now. Celeste died because she killed herself. She was laughing to Elijah. She was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go into another body." And you'll never know it's me, you know. Every time you think that you're going to get in love with someone, I'm going to be there, I'm going to ruin it. Boom, killed herself, laughing. Well, Elijah was one step ahead. He knew he'd made a plan with Monique. He was saying, look, you think she's on your side? She won't, mate. When she dies, the power should be going into the earth, but it won't be going into another body. And she doesn't really care about your clan. Well, they put that to the test. She killed herself. She woke up in her own body. Elijah went in, finished her off, mate. Pretty much laughing at her, wounded her. So that's pretty devastating for her, honestly. Her plan didn't work. But we've got to give credit to the actress that played Sabine and Celeste earlier on in the series. The one with the curly hair, she was very good. You know, she's put up a good account for herself. She acted really well, and I really liked her, to be honest. She was a pretty good bad person. Now, in terms of Davina being back, like I said, it interests me because to me, Davina was walking around when Sabine was walking around. So I thought that the person that had to die is Genevieve for Davina to come back, but it turns out it's not, which is interesting. So we don't even know this other girl that was part of the harvest. Now, is Genevieve going to die eventually so this girl can come back, or is this girl just going to stay dead and Genevieve stay in the story altogether? because I thought she was actually okay as well in the last episode, when obviously she was torturing Rebecca by kind of putting in memories in Klaus, but she was saying that her problem's only with Rebecca because she used her, and she didn't really have a hatred towards Klaus. You know, most of the witches do have hatred towards the Michaels, and all of them, but she only had it towards Rebecca, so that is quite interesting. So she's still alive as well. The other one died. Marcel come in and ripped her head off, threw it against the wall, get in there. I love that. And so we've only got one more left of the people that was brought back from the harvest. So how fascinating is that? I can't wait to watch more. Like I said, the next episode that I'm expecting action straight away when we start. So thanks for clicking on my video. Really do appreciate it. If you did enjoy it, please smash the like. It really helps out the channel. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.